Okay, let's get this started. I'll introduce Ben first. Ben Dockstetter, one of the co-founders of LifeDoor, and my name is Joel Sellinger. I am another co-founder of LifeDoor. So 8 years ago, I left my job as a general contractor and became a firefighter. So my background as a builder and a firefighter and a father are really what led me here today. So today I'd like to relate two experiences to you that will demonstrate how IoT and specifically LifeDoor can help people in emergencies such as a house fire. So you could say this is where LifeDoor was born. That's me on the hose line. This is in a rainy April morning in downtown Everett, 4 in the morning. The neighbor met us as we pulled up and said, I think the occupants are still in the house. So we made an attempt through the front door to put the fire out. The heat pushed us back out. Within minutes, the house looked like this. So eventually the fire was extinguished, and sadly we found the body of the deceased elderly woman that lived there in her bed, in her bedroom with the door wide open. So on searching the rest of the house, the room next to her had the door closed. And it amazed me when I opened the door, the contrast, the hallway burnt and the bedroom bright white paint on the walls still. Fast forward to 8 months. January 2018, Everett Fire Department Engine 6 arrives to this scene after being dispatched to a fire with reported children in the apartment. The crew arrives and the mom meets them in the front yard saying, my babies are in there. Twin 3-year-old girls were in this bottom apartment. The crew, because of an earlier fire, took 12 minutes to arrive. Oops. I ruined the story. It's a good ending. It took 12 minutes to arrive, which for us in a city department is a long time, but in a rural department is about average. So I arrived as the girls were being transported to Harborview, and this is what I saw as I walked down the hallway. This was the view from the hallway into the room where the girls were found. You see heavy charring on the door and very little smoke damage in the bedroom. The bedroom to the right had plastic toys melted to the carpet. This was the view from inside the room of the door that held back the toxic heat and smoke and eventually saved those girls' lives. 2 weeks later, the girls are reunited with the crew that saved them. So it caused us to ask the question, what was the significant difference in these two fires that created such a different outcome? And the reality is it was a simple closing of the interior, simple, cheap, hollow interior door is what made the big difference. And that's why fire departments and fire safety authorities have been publishing pictures like this of the dramatic difference that a closed interior door can make in the event of a fire.
So the foundation is with smoke detection and alarm systems. But what happens after the smoke detector goes off? There's a few simple things that can happen that can really change the outcomes. If we turn on interior lights, close interior doors, and stop the HVAC system, that can slow the spread of the fire. If that alarm continues, we might want the exterior doors to unlock automatically and exterior lights to flash. When you reflect on that list, you can probably see how an IoT platform could achieve all those things. This is LifeDoor's first step into that. This is our LD1 product. It's a simple but powerful device that you attach to your bedroom door. It listens for the sound of a smoke detector, and when activated, it takes action. It closes the door, it lights up the room, and it sounds a secondary alarm. We're also building our device with a Z-Wave radio so you can connect it to an IFTTT platform. Every day in the US, 8 people die in house fires, and children and the elderly are most at risk. We think we can help reduce that number. We've even done our own live fire testing to prove that LifeDoor is effective in a burn. The ultimate solution to this whole issue may be a smart city, smart home integration, but we think that there's immediate steps that can be taken in the short term. If you arrive at a chaotic scene and you know nothing about this other than that bedroom has an activated LifeDoor unit in it, it will change the tactics and it can change where you focus your efforts on the fire grounds, and that can change the outcomes for the people in that house. Even in an eventual smart city, smart home integrated situation where we have our dispatchers fully linked into all of this equipment, the common variable is still time. The responders need time and the occupants need time. We think that LifeDoor is the first step in this process. We give both those people time by blocking out the heat and the smoke in a residential fire. Finally, if we take one step back from this specific fire safety application and we think about barrier control in general in the smart home, we learned a lot as we developed this product, and we think there's other applications. We control lights, HVAC, and locks, so why not our doors? Why can't we connect all those things? We developed 3 different prototypes that we think have a variety of applications beyond the fire safety market. So we're looking to deliver our first fire safety device this year and then expand into IoT barrier control. Thank you.
Questions?
How do you avoid getting hacked by somebody playing an alarm from the outside to open up your front door?
So this device is focused on interior doors. It only attaches to interior doors, and it responds to the sound of a smoke detector. The Z-Wave integration is in progress, but we don't have anything that opens or changes an exterior door at this time. This device is focused on interiors.
That hacker only closes the door. I thought I heard that they open the front door.
We have a device that does opening and closing, but we haven't fully developed it yet.
What's the power source for the device that closes the interior door?
So the actual method of closing it is, so when you install it, the first time you open it, you're priming the device, and after that, it's passive. And then it takes 2 AA batteries to run a small DC motor that will release that mechanism that was primed.
So it's a mechanical energy that basically closes it.
Yes. Here.
Do you have a threshold for how long the alarm is going off? Because sometimes it's in your kitchen and your fire alarm will go off.
Yeah, so the benefit with LifeDoor, opposed to like say fire sprinklers, is if you burn food, your door's closed, you just go around and reopen them. It's not like a sprinkler that floods your house. So it will go off within 5 to 10 seconds of the alarm going off, but it's an easy fix. You literally go in the room, you can double click to turn it off if the alarm's not already off, and then just opening the door reprimes it, it's ready to go again.
So, say you're a homeowner and you're buying a house and it's all these old crappy balsa wood doors. I mean, what are the good doors that you've seen that you can't afford? And
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Door construction makes a big difference, but those girls, the fire in Everett, it was the cheapest cardboard baffles, and it probably held the smoke and heat for about 15 minutes. But UL's done a lot of testing, and there's doors that can hold back fire for over an hour. So, yeah.
How do you certify this for, is there a threshold that you have to meet for success rate or failure rate on your product?
Yeah, we're being certified right now by UL as a smoke alarm accessory. So they're doing the testing. It's in the process.
Speaking of smoke alarm accessories, how much thought, surely you've thought about just having smoke alarms to send direct digital signal as opposed to a sound signal, so why didn't you develop that, or why aren't we hearing about that right now?
Yeah, so that's in development. So we're working on a Z-Wave version right now. It's being developed. We want this to be available to everybody, and we don't want them to have to go out and change a bunch of hardware in their house. We want, mom and grandma to go buy it, put it on their bedroom door, and forget about it. So, yeah.
So there's 40 million smoke detectors sold a year in the U.S., but only about 800,000 are connected. When we did some of our first initial market research, one of the things people said was we don't want to have to change our smoke detectors to have this. So we went with the audio listening version first and the connected version second. Yes, sir.
Why did you choose Z-Wave over Zigbee or any of the other non-Wi-Fi telephones? Or random is fine too.
It was a bit of a crapshoot, but it was low power, and so we kind of favored that. We talked with the Z-Wave Alliance folks, and that was the first one that we went with. We see a lot of applications for other protocols as well. Yes, sir.
How are you protecting your IP and competition with this?
Yeah, so putting IP on the concept of closing a door isn't possible according to our IP lawyers, so that makes sense. So what we did was the next best thing is what we could do was that we designed 15 different versions of the mechanism, and we put IP protection on those. And our IP attorneys are at Dorsey and Whitney here in Seattle, and they've given us great support. Yes.
What's your price point?
So we're not in retail right now, but we expect to sell between $129 and $139, and then we want to do a 3-pack. When we did some market testing, people either wanted to buy 1 or they wanted to buy 3, so there'd be some nominal discount for a 3-pack.
Are you trying to partner with like a distributor of smoke detectors, or are you trying to build a brand first and then maybe partner later?
Yeah, we have our devices in testing at one of the major smoke detector companies in the US, and we're also the main smoke detector company in the UK is evaluating them as well.